needs to be nurtured back. Oh. And he's listed for loan. That's quite good. Good to get him experience out on loan. Him and McShane are only two I've noticed for that. Okay, so his history, see if he's had any injuries. 5 weeks. It's one of the fewest in terms of everyone else has had months or days. He's just had one in August. It wouldn't have affected too much in a match. So, career stats, 13 appearance. It's fairly decent in terms of he's got the most goals so far of anyone in the non-competitive. Imagining that's under 18 or under 21. 5 assists, 4 man of the match, 3 yellows. That's a very good average rating. So he's done well there, Bono. See contract info. So yeah, Stephen's the only one on a youth contract. Anthony Crossing Monday, 1.1 mil, one of our 6 clubs. His pace has gone up 1. That's all that seems to have changed with Monday. Morale is quite poor. And let's look at his history, career stats. 2 starts, 1 assist. Again, he was one of the predictions that because of his crossing and Stuart Ripley, Jason Wilcock-esque based style of play, that he was going to get more assists than most. Or certainly predicted to get a lot of assists. 6.8, so that's fairly decent. Got an assist in his 2 first ever senior starts, so it's better than anyone else has done. A 6.8 average rating. Let's check his injuries. So yeah, he wouldn't have been hampered too much. One thing I will do later on in the future is I can do like the comparison between Monday and Beasley, and you'll be able to see who's better, it's obviously you've got the determination work rate there, but at this stage, because we're all flat, it will look better in the future. So I'll come on to that in later editions. Can't remember, did I look at Monday's 6 clubs? 6 is quite a lot. Hull must have done well in the Premiership this year, because they literally seem to be all the big 5. Hull and Tottenham and Villa are appearing a lot. So that's good. I made him so he supports Liverpool. Let's just check. Profile. Could be the next John Barnes. I did make you white Monday, so I don't think they're saying it in a racial way. They just mean you've got that. But Barnes, was he a crosser of the ball? I thought he was more of an attacking flair player. You probably know better than me. I know John would actually know in terms of John O'Donoghue. He used to love John Barnes things. Okay, just moving on to the 3 or 4 main goal getters now. James finishing Baldwin. I've just spotted something on another player. Sorry, I don't know if you guys have noticed it on the just previously, but I'll do Baldwin first, and before I come back, I'll say it. Okay, so Baldwin, he's gone up a fair bit on strength and stamina. Remember, Baldwin was already in the under-21s when we first loaded the game, and he's already into the senior team here. I can see it up here. He's listed for loan, so they're trying to get him good experience. No England under-21 cap, which I'm surprised by, but yeah, you can see England have taken him because before he was Irish, or he had an Irish flag anyway. So let's see who's got him. So, England again snaking Ireland. Feels pressure. Borden, got to handle that pressure, boy. Salisbury, I don't know if that's accurate. Well, I thought we just had Monday the next John Barnes. You can't have 2 people the next John Barnes. That's like, unless they're twins. That's odd. So he's a driven player. We know that from his determination. See the 6 club, we want him. Hull. Hull are after all of us. Hull just must have this scout who permanently just goes to Brentford games. Just because they know they're going to be in the Championship. United City. So we've got the Power 5 and Hull. It's getting a bit repetitive, but It'd be interesting just to see where we do all go. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to go back that far. And let's look at his history, because Borden was the nearest to the first team when we started it, so I'm expecting double figure appearances here. Only one. Quite surprised by that. 1 and a 6.5 average rating. So yeah, I'm surprised just because he had that finishing, and Brentford don't seem to have done a lot with him in terms of moulding him into this attacking player that he could be. In terms of, you'll see here, they've got him as just where I set him up in the game as an AML, whereas I'd have him coming in here to be an inside forward. But that's Brentford for you. Okay, so like I said before, I spotted something. I don't know if you guys did, but there's been a change of allegiance. Someone has poached one of the better players. So it's going to impact his career. Matt Composure Custance, Italian. Itai. I don't know if I mentioned it in any of the previous episodes, but I did give him citizenship for Latvia and Italy. So he doesn't. Oh, he's played 6 under-21 caps for Italy. Looking at that, I think that's a 6. Surprised James couldn't persuade him to go to England. Touted as the next Roberto Bottega. I mean, I consider myself. I think I know a fair bit about football. Bottega, I've heard of Roberto Baggio, obviously, but Bottega, he must be like 70s, or why would they compare someone in the 2015 to someone from the 70s or 80s? Just unless he is that spitting. Before they said he was like Alan Shearer, so they're just making it up as they go along. Well, thinks Borden is a good player. Profile, go back. He's wanted by 5 clubs. Probably wanted by Italian clubs now, I'd imagine. No, just a power 5. Just your power 5. And in terms of, I can't remember. I remember he had a 20 and a 16, and then lots of 11s, but probably had maybe some 10s here that have gone up. But it hasn't gone up too drastically. 1 or 2 at this stage. I don't understand why everyone's morale is poor. Brentford must be doing rubbish. That's the only thing. You see his injuries. Gashed leg. Gashed arm. So he's hardly been affected until he fractured ribs, 6 weeks. Nasty, those ribs. But that type of injury is not going to plague your career, so it's okay. And then career stats. Wow. So he's had 8 appearances, 4 starts, 4 substitute appearances, 2 goals. So by my reckoning, Matt got the first ever goal for Brentford. Unless there's something on Mills or Tumblr I haven't seen yet that I can go and research. So it's not bad. I mean, we don't know if he got the goals as a sub or whatnot, but he didn't make too many non-competitive, so they must have had him nearer to the first team, or I don't know, Alex maybe was keeping him out of the under-21, under-18 side. So he scored 1 penalty, took 1, scored 1. I imagine that means 1 from 1. Okay, so that's interesting. Sorry I skipped Mills, but I wanted to just, because I spotted that and I just thought, wow, that's through, I didn't expect it. Just because I thought England had nabbed Baldwin, and I put Baldwin as first nationally Irish, but I didn't declare him. And with Monday, with Matt, I put his first nationality English. Let me just see what. Yeah, you see here, English, Latvian, Italian. I think that's accurate. But you guys probably know better than me. If you play under 21, does that definitely mean you can't play senior? There's a grey area, just because I've heard people recently, the rules might have changed. You don't play for a certain amount of years. You can play somewhere else. I don't know if the game factors it in. But anyway, moving on to James Touchmills. Wanted by 7 clubs. He wanted by the most. That advanced playmaker role always catches the eye of the scouts. With that work rate, he's going to be high on the list. No under 21. Let's see the clubs who want him. Okay, so